First time I was introduced to passive income, not even knowing it. It was GTA. I know that sounds crazy, right? Video game. GTA Vice City specifically. And if anybody played it back in the day, you know exactly where this video is going. Yes, GTA, the same game where you can, rob people, shoot, you have all these little crazy missions, drugs, sex, violence, all this stuff. But no. There was a point in the game, it was towards the end of the game, where you can buy property. So a lot of people bought houses, you could buy cars and da. But you can buy certain businesses. These businesses were assets. And when you bought them, it wasn't just all right, cool, you get money. Now, yeah, there was missions and things like that. The game still kept it GTA style. But if you think about it, with investing and all that, it really is very similar to what they did in Grand Theft Auto. We can give you an example. When you start off as far as getting these assets, there were at least 10 of them. And I believe one of the first ones that you are offered is the boatyard. The boatyard, you buy it for about $10,000. Now, when you buy it, you eventually will get about $2,000 daily. But the thing was, and the way it relates to real life is, you didn't just buy it and cool, you just start making income. You had to put in some work. Y'all know what I'm talking about. In that game with the boatyard, you probably had to drive around, do some stuff. But in real life, if you were to go buy an asset, you have to go put work into it before you start actually making your money. So if you're getting $2,000 a day in about 5 days, you done made your return on your investment, and now you're making all profit. But you got to make that initial investment. You see how crazy that is? And this is from a game. And I was thinking about this stuff as a game, and I remember I used to think like, dang, I wish I could do this in real life. But people can, like people are doing it right now. And it's just crazy to think that I didn't even realize this is what they were teaching. And that's something actually useful. They don't teach you that in school. This is actual useful stuff that they was doing in a video game that I believe back in the day was about to get banned because of all the violence and all the other stuff. But they was also teaching you and you didn't even know it. After that, it was the ice cream truck. I know y'all remember the ice cream truck. Mr. Whoopi. Man, Mr. Whoopi, it cost you about $20,000 to get this business. You get this business, you had to go around, sell some stuff. If I'm not mistaken, you wasn't really selling ice cream. The game was wild back in the day. But after that, with that ice cream truck, you was getting about $3,000 a day. A day. But once again, you had to complete all the missions first. So once again, if you use this as real life, you had to put in the work, get your business running, and then it started accumulating money for you. And like instantly, like you would see from zero and start going up 1, 2, 3. And then when they hit 3K, it would stop. And that's how you knew, hey, you haven't picked it up in a day, come get your money. And then start refilling for the next day. Yeah, like, no bull. Then you had the pole position club, which wasn't really like the known Malibu strip club, but it was like real similar to that. And it was like 30K that you had to pay up front. And once you finish all the missions, you got about $4,000 daily. Think about if you bought all these businesses. These are just the cheaper end ones. Think about you get all these businesses, put in all the work to the point where you start making money off rip. Now, mind you, when you was doing these missions, you would get money after you completed the mission, but that wasn't the goal. The goal was to get everything done to the point where the business could run itself. This is all real investment talk right here. Because once you get the business run yourself, now you just picking up the check. And that's all you was doing in Grand Theft Auto. Once you finished all the missions, you would come there, boom, pole position club. Let me go pick up my $4,000 for the day. Oh, let me go past the ice cream truck because I know they probably made their 3K today. Oh, let me go past the boatyard. This is what. All right, next up was the Kaufman cabs. So this was the taxi service. Now, the beautiful thing about the taxi service, you know what it is. You're just picking up people. It wasn't too dangerous of a mission. It cost $40K to own it. And then after you finished all the missions, you got $5,000 daily. And the cool thing about that one, it was this limited edition taxi truck that you got at the end. After you did the last mission, you had to like go against like all these different taxis. It was like 5, 6 different taxi cabs, and you had to go against them. And you got this like tiger stripe taxi cab that you also could use. So not only did you get money, you got a limited vehicle that you can use. And I'm not gonna break it down as far as how so many people buy vehicles through their business and write it off on their taxes and stuff like that, or write it off as, you know, a business expense when they buy these vehicles, man. That was what like GTA was showing you so much so early, and all of us just, it wasn't clicking. It just wasn't. You didn't know you were doing something you could really do in real life. Sunshine Autos. Now, Sunshine Autos was one of my personal favorite ones. And the reason I say that is because it was the car dealership. Now, the thing about the car dealership, you did have some sketchy missions. You were going around stealing cars. I'm not trying to promote that part. But the point I'm trying to make is you had to put in work. And you bought it for $50,000, right? So that's a big investment. Now, this gonna sound bad, but at first, once you finish the missions, so you could start accumulating passive income, you only got $1,500. Now, I know you're thinking like, wait, this is crazy. Like, why is that? So because you had a car dealership, you had to get better cars. And once you start getting better cars, that passive income amount will raise from 1,500 to 4,000 to 6.5. And the maximum was 9,000. Once you hit 9,000, your car lot was filled with the top cars that were in the city. Now you had to do work to get them there, but they start you off at 1.5, and you automatically start making passive income. And you could have left it right there, or put in more work so you can get more money and then maximize what you put in. So it's just crazy to think how this game did all of this. Like, it's just, I don't know another game like this. Now, another fun one, I'm not gonna lie, this get kind of crazy. It was the film studio. Now, this wasn't Michael Bay or Tyler Perry. This was a real film studio for adults. They was shooting adult movies, adult shows. You know, you had certain missions. The missions were kind of fun. It was like, oh, this one girl was messing with, there's somebody threatening to shut down the theater or whatever you want to call it, and you know, catch this guy that's trying to shut us down. He's been cheating on his wife. Go snap pictures of him. You get the pictures, boom, you use it against them, like to blackmail them to leave your business alone. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But with all that being said, when it was all done, you got $7K off a $60,000 investment. Once you do all the work, $7K, boom, simple. You ain't had to do no more work, but I ain't gonna lie, those missions were kind of crazy. Then you had your print work. So this was just a simple printing shop. The missions were kind of harder though. This one was more expensive, about $70,000. I know. Some of this stuff, if you think about it, this is why it's a lot of times better to start off with the smaller business, because you know, your risk tolerance is all about that. Because at the end of the day, you would get 8K once you finished all the missions of passive income. 8K, but 70,000 is a lot. Now, that leads me to the big boy. You know, I already know the Malibu strip club. The Malibu strip club cost the most. It cost $120,000. Oof, it was a lot. It was a lot, $120,000. And once you finished all the missions, and those missions were definitely harder to complete, you did get $10,000. So that means in 12 days, you'd have made your return of investment, and now you're making all profit. And it was like those things I was thinking about back in the day, like, bet I could make this back in 12 days. And now I'm just making money and doing whatever I was doing back then with the money on the game, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, $10,000. Now, $120,000 investment is a lot, but you gotta think about your return and how long it's gonna take you to make that money back and start making profit. It was worth the risk no matter what, no matter how you chop it up, you know. But I get why you might want to start off slow, and you got to think about that in real life. Your risk tolerance, it's always about that. And to kind of give you a bonus one, your estate. If you remember, in Vice City, once you got to the end, you had this big mansion, like the Scarface mansion or whatever. And, you know, when you had a protective service or something like that, or extortion service or something. And once you finished all those missions, you end up getting 5K in front of your own house. It was crazy. Now, I will say there was one bonus one that didn't really give you money, but it gave you access to guns, but you still had to pay for it. So I didn't really want to include that one, because that's, if I still got paid for it, what's so good about it? But I say all that to say, man, I learned so much from Grand Theft Auto, and I didn't even know, but it's a reason why now in life I'm so hungry to find passive income opportunities. And back then I used to play that game and wish in real life this could be done, and it can. Real estate, businesses, you know what I'm saying, stocks. It's so many ways to actually make passive income. I feel like if you played this game back in the day, you get what it did to you if you made it to that point, your mindset, and why you have a thirst of just making money a different way, not the missions, but actually going past your business and pretty much just picking up a check. You already did enough to have the business run its own, so now you good. I think it's a wonderful thing, man. So if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you guys watching. If you could just hit that like button. I've been doing YouTube for a little bit. I would love to be more consistent, but I need you guys to keep pushing the content. I can do so many more videos about passive income. It's really up to you guys, man. Thank you guys for watching. Stay blessed.